Space, a single word that spurs infinite imagination and wonder. Ever since ancient times, humans have looked into the sky and wondered what's up there, not understanding what it is, but just being mesmerized nonetheless. But since that time, we've come a long way, in the past few hundred years to be exact. From Galileo to the moon landing, you can see just how far humans have came. Space exploration is a fundamental desire and curiosity for humans, and it's been so for the longest time. And although it is very complicated, space exploration has helped us reach new frontiers and advance us as a species altogether. So in this speech, I will attempt to ease that complication a bit by discussing space exploration through the significance of NASA, the governmental side of space exploration, and the societal side. So first, what is NASA? Well, one can't exactly talk about space exploration without mentioning the National Aeronautic Spatial Administration. NASA was created by President Dwight D. Eisenhower in the 50s, and it was fully established on October 1st, 1958. Ever since then, NASA's purpose has been to further our progression in space exploration as a species. NASA has technologies such as the International Space Station, which has helped study various subjects like meteorology, biology, and physics. And so we owe it a great deal. Also, it helps to answer the very important question of who are we and where do we come from. And recently, a new project has emerged from NASA called the Euragoscope. You can go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, one more. The Euragoscope. The Euragoscope will help us answer that question. According to Cassandra Brabrow, so it's very hard to pronounce, a 2015 article in Space.com, she clarifies that the Euragoscope is an orbital telescope that takes images 1,000 times sharper than Hubble. Hubble has helped us see millions of years into spatial areas that we can never even imagine. So something that can take 1,000 times sharper pictures, like, just what can we do with that? It's insane. NASA, it has its research and technology advancements on one side, but on the other side, it also has benefits like education and job opportunities. If you're a qualified person, NASA can enter you into its network of providing over 5,000 jobs per project if you're qualified. And this also helps stir the economy along with it. So now we've discussed what NASA is and its significance of space exploration. But one can't exactly just hop on a rocket and get out in outer space without considering what the government has to say about it. So next, I will discuss the governmental side of spatial exploration. National security is huge when it comes to anything. And space exploration is one of the big mentions of it. So countries will essentially try to up one another in what they're doing by having the edge. In this case, we're talking about space exploration. And in a congressional document, 2014, President Obama received a letter from the chairman of the subcommittee of the House Space, and in which his name is Stephen Palazzo, in which he urged the president that the U.S. must strive to be the leader in space exploration, because other powers like China and Russia have also been doing so for a while, and we can't lose. We have to keep up. So with focus, we can remain the powerful country that we are. You can obviously see just how important the national security portion is of it. And so now we have the law side. The laws on Earth there's so many. And one would think if you got out of Earth, you would escape its laws, right? No, wrong, so wrong. Recently, there's been developments in international law in regards to regulation of outer space exploration. And they're starting to require permits of you to even go up there to begin with. This is important because law can regulate even what we're doing to begin with. And another important relevant topic with that is the arms control. Arms control has become so advanced recently, especially with space exploration, that we can virtually just see what other countries are doing from the orbit. And we can even attack. And that's so dangerous. And without laws, people can do whatever they want. So that's also very, very necessary. Well, that's about a simplified version of what the government is involved with space exploration. But we can't really talk about space exploration without understanding the societal implications of it as well. So when it comes to ethics, humans have been known to cause major problems with their pride and nationalism over the years and creating many wars. And God knows we don't need a war in our atmosphere. And so when discussing ethics, one must realize that since we're going into outer space, we don't want to drag our problems up there with us. So we must see the safeguards that are necessary to prevent such problems. We've already polluted our Earth extensively, and we've also, you can go ahead, not better. One more. Here you can see, this is pretty much just dysfunctional satellites and other various space equipment just floating out there. These are just the dysfunctional ones. So we've already polluted so much of our Earth, and now you can see this, and we've only been in space for about maybe like 60, 50 years, and we've already done all of this. So that's why the ethics are important. In society, when one talks about spatial exploration, you have to see, because things can either go really well or really bad. Space exploration can have many benefits, as we know, like space tourism, in which you can pretty much go into outer space to tour it through companies that can do that in the future. And we also know that we can harvest resources that we so desperately need that are finite, and we've used so much of them. But while we do all this, there's also the huge thing of possibly finding extraterrestrial life. This can be groundbreaking if it happens. Just finding extraterrestrial intelligent life out there can prove either really well, people can handle it nicely, be like, oh, aliens, like, hey, let's communicate, or people can literally just riot. Because there's so many religious texts that state that we're the only species out there on Mother Earth. So if we find habitable planets and attempt to go over there, that can also prove many debates and problems. And just alien life out there, that's a whole nother concept. So Jeremy Su, in his magazine, in his Discover magazine 2015, has told us that a billionaire named Yuri Milner has put $100 million into the efforts of finding extraterrestrial life. And that's huge. You can just see how people care about this so much. And that will cause us to, well, that can let us discover about 100 solar systems just with that money. So it's very important, and the contribution is huge. So that's the societal version. So far we've discussed, or in general, we've discussed NASA and its significance. We've discussed the government side and the societal side. Space exploration is an overwhelming concept. But once used correctly, pursued correctly, and questioned with curiosity, it can take us to new heights that we've never even imagined. Just imagine going back to hundreds of years where people would just stare at the sky and tell them, hey, actually know what's going on up there. Those shiny lights, like, that's not just whatever, that's actually like space and planets, and they call us crazy. But we're no longer that species that's just in the dark anymore. We've chased down that curiosity, and we've answered our questions, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.